Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. So today I will try my best to go through a game that I played against another player, a great young player named Noah. And the reason for me picking up this particular game is because I don't remember anything from it, and that is so funny. So I thought to myself, why not take a game that I can't really um, remember anything from? And I haven't put the games, I haven't gone through the game or anything like that before I started recording this. So this is gonna be fun. Just going over my game and just watching and seeing how my game went. I know that one of us won, of course, or maybe it ended in a draw. No, it did not. One of us won. You can see that at the end of the game. But uh, as you will notice, this is a player that is also featured on my YouTube channel. He is going to feature me in a video coming out on Sunday. And in that game, we're going to play some hand and brain. So look for that game. And if you already have seen that, and this is in the future, and you not watch this video once it came out, then good for you. Because Noah is a great player and a talented one as well. So let's begin. So he was white and I was black. So he played e4, and I have a score sheet right here. As you can see, I have a bunch of them actually. I have a little thing that I collect all my games from or in, and I think that's pretty great to actually just keep your games and store them for another time, because you will eventually get some knowledge of how your play was when you actually went along in the history of chess, or on your path to chess greatness. So even if you don't want to analyze your games, you can still very much look over them in 20 years and see, huh, I actually wasn't that bad when I was, let's say, 20 years old. So Noah is 13 now. I think he was 12 when we played this game. He was actually 11. Alright, that's even more disturbing. But he has been a good player all the time. He started playing chess when he was 5 years old. So this is going to be very interesting. Alright, so he played e4 and I played d6, the perch defense. Perk, I don't know how you pronounce it. He went with d4, now went g6. So this is a typical line of the perk. And he played b3. So right, even now, it looks as if something is off in this position. So he's trying to get his bishop on this diagonal himself. But I don't know if that is the best way to approach this. Because what black is saying is you can have all the space in the center that you would like, but my bishop is going to prove so strong that these pawns are actually going to become a weakness eventually. And that's typical for fianchettoing your bishops early on in the game. Alright. Knight to f6 was played by me. I don't like that move. I want to play bishop g7 right away, actually. Why didn't I do that? I don't know. Alright. Well, it will convert into the same thing, I guess, but still. So he played knight to c3, and I played bishop g7. And he played bishop to b2. So already these two bishops are trying their best to just defend and attack at the same time, and skewering all these middle squares. Okay. I played c5 here. So he can take, and if after I take back, he could actually take, and I'd have to take on d8. What was my plan with this c5 move so early? So if he takes, I believe that my plan was queen a5. And if he takes again, I can take on e4. And if he takes yet another time, threatening almost mate here. The only thing that is guarding that is my queen on a5. But that would just hang the piece, wouldn't it? After takes, check from the queen, something like that. So I don't believe that I had anything else in queen a5. But I think queen a5 is quite alright. And we're going to look at that with an engine later on as well. But I think queen a5 was my idea. But he played bishop b5 check first. I played bishop d7. And he took, and I took back with my knight on b. So he played knight f3. Still not wanting to take that, because now I can take back with a knight as well. And that would be better for me. I have more development than he would have had if he had taken on c5. Okay. But now I still played queen a5, so yeah, that was my idea. But as I said, I don't recall playing this game, and a lot of games that I've played, I don't recall them unless I see the final position of the game. So those moves in between are like, no, I don't remember them. Some I do, but some I don't. So he castled and I castled. And he played e5. That is an odd looking move actually. But maybe it is good. Because if I take, he'll take back. And he has much pressure along this diagonal. And if I take and he takes back, I have to move this knight, then he can gang up on this d7 knight eventually. And win it for free actually. So yeah. So I didn't see what I played. So let me just look at this position for a little while and then just let me see if I can try to see and figure out what I did play in this position. I think I just would have taken on d4. C captures d4 seems decent enough. No, it doesn't. C captures d4, then E captures f6. D captures c3. F captures g7. And if I take here, he's going to take here with a check. So this line is like this. Here, 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 check. And this rook is falling with a check, so he has time to move this rook before I can take that. So that is not good, taking on d4. What other moves could I play? I can simply move the knight, of course, if that is simply. Very aggressive, but very strong e5, I think. e5, I think, is really a good move. But okay, let's say what I played. I played knight to g4, okay. And now we played h3, so my knight is just being kicked around here. Knight to h6. Or no. So after h3, okay, so that was my plan. So after he plays, after I play this and he played h3, now I took here first. So that this pawn is attacking that knight, and if it doesn't like capture somehow, he's gonna lose this, and I will have a strong pawn on c3. But the problem is that this pawn is hanging as well, so if it doesn't take this knight, this pawn is falling. Alright. So knight g4, h3. C captures d4. Yeah. And then what? He played b4 actually. Is that right? b4. Okay. What's up with that move? So if I take, he can play knight d5 and get again a tempo at least. And then win my knight at g4. This bishop is also hanging though. Okay, let's continue. This is so much fun. And I love playing the younger players because they are so aggressive and so much attacking. It's like every move they make, they want to make a threat. And sometimes it's just too much. But this is just great stuff. So I took on b4. Knight to d5, yeah. And I took on b2. And he took on e7, check. King h8. H captures g4. D captures e5. Okay, so right now with we have the same amount of pieces, but I have, is it 2 more pawns? 1 more pawn. 2 more pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he has 5. So that I would say is somewhat better for me, but I think he has a lot of pressure in this position. Not kindly, but I almost remember playing this now when we reach this this critical position. D captures e5. Now he played rook e1, ganging up on that pawn. But this knight, I do believe I calculated to be trapped. I think that that's what decided the game. But let's continue. Queen b5. Yeah. So we should have gotten this knight out of there. Not playing this rook e1 move. Because after this move, queen b5, how is he going to protect that knight after something like rook f e8? Hard to see. Maybe he thought about giving up here. But yeah, I don't know. All right, queen b5 and then rook b1. All right, I played queen c5, attacking that knight as well. So he gives me a tempo on that knight actually. Now he played knight captures d4. And my queen captured back on d4. Very interesting. And queen captures on d4. E captures on d4. Okay. So what I would recommend you guys, if you play a piece down or going to have a piece down, don't trade queens, because the queens kind of just stops any great way of dealing with material imbalances. Like the more you trade down, the more the ratio gets tighter. Like I think a lot of players say this, but if you have 6 pawns here, and your opponent has 5 pawns, then 6 to 5 meets like there's a 1 pawn ratio. But once you go back, you learn that 5 to 6. If you trade down one pawn, it's going to be 5 to 4. And if you trade down one more pawn, it's going to be 4 to 3, and 3 to 2, and 2 to 1, and 1 to 0. And if you play that correctly, you will eventually win. So trading down the queens wouldn't be a good move, I guess. But maybe he didn't have much of a choice here. I don't know. Maybe could have gone for something like queen f3. All right, so captures. And let's see. And he took on b7. All right, so he gains a pawn at least for that. Actually, 2 pawns for the piece. But the problem is I was 2 pawns ahead from the beginning of this variation, or this tactical problems that he was having. So it was kind of meh. And I played knight to e5. And he played rook e4, trying to get this pawn as well. Rook f to b8, not giving him the option of taking on a7. And as I said, trading down is just natural. Like, you should trade down if you're piece up or materialistically better. So rook f b8, rook to c7. So now he doesn't want that trade. So he is aware that if he trades down more pieces now, he's gonna probably have some problems defending. And I play rook e8. And he plays knight to d5. And I play f5, trading down even more, but getting a lonely pawn at f5. So g captures f5, and I believe g captures f5, yeah. Now I played rook h4. And I played knight to g4, which is kind of an odd looking move actually. But I'm threatening, of course, mate. That's my intention with that move. Stopping that rook from getting out, and also threatening the mate on e1. All right. Knight to e7. And here, I could have played bishop to f6, couldn't I? That's not what I played, but bishop f6 looks really good. So after check, I go here. Oh, I can't go there. Yeah. So after that, check, king g8. Then he'll lose another piece probably. Because of the back rank issues here. Interesting. All right, so apparently I didn't see that, or my move is better. I don't think so. h6. Okay. So maybe I was worried that he had perpetual. A threefold repetition of checks. But that just seems weird, actually. My calculation is better than that. I must have been like way out of my mind, or I was just playing to simplify, or I was just not in the mood of giving him anything to actually win this. But okay. So I play h6 at least. And he played f3, kicking that knight out of there. Again, why did I allow that? Why didn't I play bishop f6? That just seems so unnatural to not play those moves. f3, rook captures e7. All right. And rook captures e7, I presume. And now bishop f6. So that one I also could have played early on here in this position. So I could have taken on e7. He would have taken back, and then I would have played this move. No, I couldn't, because then you could have taken here. All right. Interesting. But what's... yeah, that's why I played h6, because I wanted to take on e7. Maybe I didn't even consider bishop f6. Weird. Or maybe after bishop f6 here, check here. Maybe he can take on h7. That might be the issue. I'm threatening mate on h8. That might be it, actually. So bishop f6 might be losing. Alright, we're going to look at that later. Bishop f6 now. Let's see. We're at move 29. Rook takes g4. Alright. I captured on g4 back with my f pawn. Okay. Then he played rook f7. I played bishop g5. He played f4. Okay, so I'm not out of the bushes yet. King g8, rook f5, bishop e7, rook h5, king g7, rook a5, bishop b4. Okay, so my idea is probably just to place my knight on c3. I mean my bishop on c3. Rook a4 and a5. Oh, I like that even better. a3. Bishop d2. Attacking that pawn. And if it takes, I can go here with a check. I'm winning the rook. So bishop d2. He played g3. Rook c8. And he played c3. Huh. And I took on c3. And he took on a5. But that's just losing, isn't it? Yeah. Rook c1 check. Okay, and that was the end of it, actually. I won this game. But it was quite a tactical game, wasn't it? Really fun to watch. And I remember the game, but I don't remember more than some pieces of it. Okay, so let's continue, but let's put on the engine. This was really interesting, actually. I really enjoyed this. So, I know you can't see the lines in what the computer suggests, but let's go just look at this for a while. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so what about b3? Okay, so the computer likes white's position, almost 0.89 at the plus side. So for white is ahead here. But this just goes way back to equality, actually. Yeah, okay, so the computer says that knight f6 and bishop g7 is all the same. So So c5, if he had taken, what would have happened then? Alright, so that was my idea probably. So when you play an over-the-board tournament game with such a long time control, you can do this a lot more than I do, but probably knight captures e4 is better, and I agree with the computer. Of course I agree with the computer, but still. This, if he takes, then I just take here. That would be a better position for black. I believe that was my idea. Okay. They play bishop b5 check. Interesting. I played bishop to d7. He took, I took back. What? Yeah, okay, I just saw wrong. So knight f3 is the best move, and the computer agrees on that as well. So now the computer says that I should have captured on d4. But queen a5, what's wrong with that? Okay, so it doesn't want to capture on d4 after I played queen a5. It actually likes queen a5 more. That's interesting. Castles and castles. Now e5. That is a... Let's see if the computer finds e5 or suggests e5. And yes, it does. So e5. And knight e8 is apparently the best move for black to continue. But after knight g4, yeah, so e captures d6 would have been much better for white. And I think I remember recalling that he should have just taken on d6, because my 2 pawns on d6 and c5 would be very weak in that case. So e captures d6 was a better try than h3, because now, yes, c captures d4. And after b4, alright, so what should he have played here? Knight to e2 or knight takes d4? Yeah, knight takes d4 looks good. Also knight e2, but he's down a pawn. But this is just terrible if I take, and I did. But if I hadn't taken on that would have been actually a good move, says the computer, but it's so obvious to take that. Like, yeah. Okay, so now he played knight to d5. The computer disagrees. He says take on d4 with your knight. But after that move, after this, whoa, yeah, okay, now the computer agrees with me. So he didn't see that this knight was going to get trapped at first. So one of the lines is minus 0.34 if I play queen back to b5, but of course I'll take. And now, yeah. And this is just way better for black. So I took on e5, rook b1, rook e1, sorry. Yeah, he should have played rook b1. That is what he should have done. Or maybe his knight back here. Maybe knight to d2. Yeah, okay. Huh, interesting. Queen to b5. Now everything loses. It's like minus 3.5. Yeah. So queen c5 is the computer suggestion. also mine. Rook captures b7 is now the computer's best suggestion, but he took on d4, and I think that's just making it even worse. Actually, no. The computer doesn't even suggest queen captures d4. The best move is e captures d4 here. But if I capture with my queen, let's see what happens then. Yeah, no, the computer likes white better or more now. That's cool. Okay, so queen captures d4 was actually a mistake. So what would have happened if I took with a pawn instead? Rook captures b7. Knight e5 is a suggestion. Okay. Okay, this is too much of a positional play than two club players find it necessary in such a tactical position. But alright. He took on d4, I took back. We traded queens, and rook captures b7. Now knight to c5 was suggested by the computer, but I played knight to e5 I mean, sorry. But yeah. Rook f to b8 is suggested. And that's what I did. Okay, so what is going on here now? Rook a b8. But I played knight to g4. And he can simply play king f1, and that is what the computer suggests as well. Just simply king f1. But he played knight to e7. Okay, so bishop f6 is winning, as I said. And I disagreed on that as well. But bishop f6 is winning after this here. And taking on h7 probably. Why not taking here? Yes, because I have a mate. Okay. So I was a bit stupid in that line. Okay, so the computer suggests just taking that after my king moves. Okay. The bishop f6 still works. Because I'm still threatening the mate after the knight moves from e7. Okay, cool. But I played h6. But bishop f6 is just way, way better. It's like the double of h6. But okay. f3, knight e3 is suggested of the computer. I just took it there. Now I'm actually equalizing the position by capturing on e7. Huh. Giving him more time to... Alright, maybe not. But still. Okay, so the computer on chess.com is kind of working a bit slow. Okay, capturing there. Yeah, and this is just a matter of keeping your pawns away of harm's way, right? So the reason why I didn't play bishop to c3 is because he can't take that anyways, as I mentioned, because of bishop to e3 check, winning that rook on d4. And yeah, this is just losing. Yeah. Okay. But Noah, you play really, really great chess and you have a lot of potential. And that I truly believe. Like, you were 11 at the time? Maybe 12? I don't know. But probably 11. That's just so so freaking bad. Wow. Like you play almost as good as I do, and I've played since I was like, well, I've played tournament chess on and off since I was like 12 or 13. Um, and you've played chess since you were in a club at least since you were 9 or 10, is it? I don't exactly know, but I think it's 9 or 10 you started to play. And you're just crushing it. You have the amazing tactical skills of a chess player. Although this move, rook captures a5, seems a bit unnecessary. But yeah, like in this position, you might already have just given up and just wanted to play on to see if there might be a chance to draw this. And I totally understand that, of course. But wow, what a game. There's like tactics hanging everywhere, literally flying. But yeah, this was a game that I played 2 years ago, actually, or 1.5. It was the 25th of October 2016. Wow. Okay. So, if you guys like this video, please subscribe and leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions. So if you like this video, give a thumbs up if you liked it, of course. But also check out my Twitch channel on Twitch, of course. But check out that channel as well because I stream regularly, and in 1.5 weeks time, let's say not even 1.5 weeks, because this is a Thursday and tomorrow is Friday, so in 1 week and 1 day I'm gonna have a death match against Lars Erik Brobacken, or Manmoth on chess.com, and he is a really strong opponent and a strong player, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're going to start off with 2 games, 10 plus 10, 10 plus 10, in which we're both playing blindfolded. Not just not seeing the pieces on the board, but we're not able to see anything on the board, not even the board itself. We just visualize everything. So 2 games of that, and then 4 games of 5 plus 3, and then 4 games of 3 plus 2, and then 8 games 2 plus 1. And we'll see who comes ahead in that match. I know it's going to be a tough match, so I'm going to have to prepare something. All right. See you guys. Bye.